I need to hear your thoughts. We got Mike Perry versus Jake Paul coming up this weekend, the biggest event in combat sports history. Will you be tuning into this? We don't really talk too much about the gimmicky boxing. I know you're a big Jake Paul fan in his endeavors outside of the
Stop.
ring, but
Stop.
I know you're a big, his Disney Channel and whatnot. You're a big subscriber, Jake Pauler, I think they're called. But will you be tuning into this fight?
I will actually. I will be in attendance at Amalie Arena, front and center, with the family to watch the event. Obviously, staying close by, so we will pop out and hopefully enjoy an entertaining fight. I'm hoping somebody gets brutally flatlined right in front of my eyes. And as far as our prediction goes on the fight, I see Perry coming out just putting pressure the first few rounds. Just crazy pressure. I mean, I'd love to see him win, as I'm a big Mike Perry fan, but got a feeling Perry's just gonna kind of gas himself out in the early rounds, and I think we'll probably see Paul. We'll see Paul either by stop. I'll take Paul via. Do you know how many rounds it is? Is it 8 or 10? Probably.
I think it's 8 rounds. I have no idea. It might be 10,
Yeah,
but
I mean, I think we'll see Jake Paul probably get a. I'll go with a decision win. I'm not going to predict the knockout of my boy Mike Perry, but
if we see Jake Paul take Mike Perry's chin, that would be one of the most devastating moments ever. But yeah, I'm a big Mike Perry guy as well, as I think everyone is these days. But it's been cool. I really liked this guy when he was in the UFC. I remember he had like a fun beef going with Darren Till, but he was kind of not a star by any means. But a lot of UFC fans liked this guy. I mean, he was an unranked welterweight, but he still had a pretty big fan following. We saw him in some, obviously he's a brawler. He's got a fun style and he does have some power in his hands. Since transitioning to bare knuckle, I mean, he's like, the GOAT of bare knuckle, if you will. And he's just been putting everyone away, beating some pretty big names as well. We just mentioned Michael Venom Page. He's beat some good guys in bare knuckle, but when you put on the 16 ounce gloves, it's a very different story. So, I would love to see him get a win here. I really don't. Jake Paul is, a solid fighter in his own right at this point in his career. He seems to be taking it very serious, and we've just seen him continue to get better and fight bigger names. So I don't know. I agree with you. I can't really say that someone's going to take Mike Perry's chin. We see this guy fight legit fighters in bare knuckle. Like we just MVP and Luke Rockhold are like pretty well-known guys for their striking. And this guy, beat both of them. And he's able to eat all their shots. He had a great chin when he was in the UFC as well. I think the only guy that put him away was Jeff Neal, maybe someone else. But again, not the more skill. I think Jake Paul is a lot more skilled in a boxing ring. But I'm very much rooting for Mr. Mike Perry to get it done. But I agree. I will probably see Jake Paul finish him. But yeah, are you more excited for that fight or Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson?
dude, definitely more excited for this fight, as I think it'll be somewhat. I don't want to see Mike Tyson get hurt by Jake Paul. I really hope that fight never gets made, to be honest. I think it's actually like a shame that Jake Paul is trying to make that fight, to be honest. I can't blame the guy in his position, I guess, trying to capitalize on the eyes and what comes with Mike Tyson. But bro, Mike Tyson's almost 60 years old. Like, how is that fight even sanctioned, to be completely honest with you?
Yeah, very embarrassing. And it's like really sanctioned. Like it's going on both their records, just a ridiculous. An embarrassment to the sport. If Jake Paul obviously is kind of leaning into this villain type of character, but fighting Mike Tyson is like the most despicable thing you could do. Guy's almost 16. What do you have, like a stroke or a heart attack? He had some medical emergency very recently. That's why Paul is fighting Mike Perry instead. But then instead of canceling it, they just move the fight back. I mean, hopefully it doesn't end up happening. I think they scheduled it for like November or something, but really hoping that fight doesn't happen. But I will be tuning in. I believe it's this Saturday night. So, this Saturday. So I will be tuning in. Very excited. And, you'll be in attendance. So hopefully you can get a picture with your guy, Jake Paul, but very exciting fight.
It'll be good to have eyes on future competition. You never know if we lean into that sport of boxing.
Whoa.
Take on a little, go in, get a quick Jake Paul fight, cash out a little bit. Although with ticket prices on Ticketmaster, I don't think Mr. Paul's selling too many tickets at a high rate these days. Let's just
Yeah, is that
let's just
true?
say that it's not too expensive to get your foot in the door. Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure it's $20 for nosebleeds. So
I know after it's pretty funny after his fights, he's like, dude, did 500,000 pay-per-view buys, and everyone's like, what are you talking like that, that fight everyone watches on Stream East anyway, but like, dude, nobody is paying pay-per-view for Jake Paul fights. So I think again he seems to be playing into a character, but even when his true self comes out, I mean the guy is a weirdo. And yeah, I would love to Strnad versus Jake Paul in 2027. Book it. The most influential podcaster in the MMA space going up against the bum that is Logan Paul's kid brother. Book that fight. I'll be in attendance. Maybe in the
good.
corner.
You'll be in the corner. You'll be in the corner.
Good, good.